Welcome to Self-Development Sunday with a quote from Dean Graziosi, who said, "You can't go to the level of life you want by looking in the rearview mirror." So, what are you going to do today to stretch yourself? What are you going to do today to push yourself out of your comfort zone? Hi there, my name is Christopher Diarmani. It is my pleasure, it is my passion to empower aspiring Christian nonfiction writers just like you, so you can share your story of how God led you from trauma to triumph, so you can make the impact you know you were born to make in this world. That's why you want to write a book, isn't it? You want to make an impact. You want to help people like someone else helped you. It's one of the best reasons ever to write a book. But I want to talk about this quote, and I want to talk about how we push ourselves and how we can stop living in the past. Because so often we live in the world of woulda, coulda, shoulda instead of the world of what's possible for me tomorrow. You can't let your past control your future. That's the essence of what Dean's talking about. And if you are dwelling in the past, are you dwelling on failures and criticisms? Do you let one negative review overshadow your accomplishment? Writing and publishing your book. It's a huge deal. But if you're focusing on these things, you're looking in the rearview mirror, to use Dean Graziosi's phrase, looking in the rearview mirror. And if you continue focusing on that, you're going to stall. Your engine of success is going to fail because it can't. You're not paying attention to what's in front of you. You're stuck on the thing that's behind you. And Philippians 3:13 really addresses this well. "Brothers and sisters, I do not consider myself yet to have taken a hold of it. But one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining towards what is ahead." Forget about staring in that rearview mirror. Focus on the mountain that's ahead of me to climb. That's where success lives. It doesn't lie behind us. It doesn't. Paul urges you to let go of the past and to push forward, stretching yourself to new heights. It's a beautiful thing to be pushing ourselves forward every single day. Yeah, we learn from the past, but we can't stay focused on it because our success doesn't live there. If our success lived there, we wouldn't have any need. We do have a need, and it lies in front of us. And that's the whole point of that passage from Paul. So how do you implement this in your life? Honestly, it's not that difficult. Identify your past failures. Identify the negative experiences that you're holding on to. Then let them go. Let them go. Acknowledge them, learn from them, but don't let them dictate your future actions. Dean often says this: your very best thinking got you here. It's going to take new thinking to get you to where you want to go. That's true of you no matter what you're doing, whether it's writing a book, whether it's doing some other amazing thing. Your best thinking got you to here. It's not going to get you to where you want to go. So set clear goals for yourself with time limits on them, deadlines attached to them, something that's going to stretch you, push you. So what is it that feels out of your reach today? Is it a specific number of words you want to write every day? Is it reaching out to a potential publisher? Is it speaking publicly to promote the fact you're writing this book and that it's going to help this specific group of people? If any of those things terrify you or scare you or leave you afraid, do them. That's the path forward. That is the path forward. Set these targets, force yourself out of your comfort zone, and then consistently work towards these things every single day, whatever they may be, and consistently evaluate your progress. And every day that you keep track of these things, you're going to discover that, wow, I have this. Say your goal is to write 500 words every single day, excuse me, and you haven't done it yet. You're only writing 250 words a day, but you know that you want to write 500. Because if you can double your word count every single day, you're going to cut in half the time it takes to write your first draft, to write your entire book. So it's a really worthy thing. Doing it faster is always a good thing. So set those goals and then track your progress every single day. Track what works. Set those writing appointments. I talk about this a lot because it's so important. And I say that not because I have more wisdom than you do. I don't. I'm a guy who refused to do this for a really long time and finally learned that the easiest, simplest way is to simply sit down and do the thing I'm sharing with you. Schedule your writing appointments. Show up every day. Write, whether you feel like it or not. Track your progress every single day, whether you feel like it or not. Be honest with yourself. On those days where you don't write or you didn't reach the goal, mark down the number. Use that to fuel your inspiration and motivation to do it better tomorrow. And celebrate your successes. We so often don't take the time to do this, and it is so important. So important. Celebrate every small victory along the way, because this is part of what builds our courage. It builds the muscle of determination. Well, look, I wrote 500 words every single day for the last 27 days. There is no way I'm not doing that today, because I'm going to break that chain. I'm not going to make it to a full month. Use these things to motivate ourselves. That's one of the purposes of tracking what we do. When we know what we do, we know we can do better. It really boils down to that. So I hope that's been useful for you today. And I would love to connect with you on social media. If you are enjoying these videos, watch more of them. I'm up to, what is today? Day 362 or something? I forget offhand. It was at the front of the slide. Whatever the day number on the front of the slide was, that's what we're doing today. Closing in on a year, anyways. And connect with me on social media. I'd love to hear from you. And whatever you do, set a goal today that pushes you out of your comfort zone, that makes you a little bit uncomfortable, ideally a lot uncomfortable, and see where that leads you. See what mountain of success that leads you to tomorrow. All right? And until tomorrow,